welcome back. We're mixing it up. Rich Valdes joins me again with Josh Kravitz. Rich is the host of the This Is America podcast. You gotta check it out. And Josh Kravitz is a Democratic leader here in New York and also candidate for New York City Council. Boys, thanks for joining me again. And the impeachment was all the rage last week. Now it's over. I'm really getting frustrated and disgusted with this guy, Adam Schiff. But take a look at his plea to Republicans.
Partisan impeachment. Wouldn't that hurt the credibility of the impeachment that only Democrats vote to support it?
I think what it will mean if we decide that we cannot accept this kind of conduct in the President of the United States, and the Republicans decide that because of the president's party, or because they're afraid of a primary, or for whatever reason, they cannot vote to support impeachment, I think it'll mean a failure by the GOP to put the country above their party. And it will have very long-term consequences.
Rich, I want to hear your thoughts and then get Josh to go crazy after that. But it does, to me, it seems like all the rage was we're going to look into it. It should be bipartisan. We have no known firsthand testimony. We have a completely partisan vote thus far. Now, if they're not going to go forward, that means that Republicans are putting the party before country. This is like the height of hubris.
Absolutely. They've been working backwards from the beginning, right? So the idea is get Trump out and let's figure out how we get it done. So they start with the idea of let's change the rules in the Rules Committee. Let's do the secret Star Chamber hearings. Let's do all of this stuff to audition these people to see what we got. Then they go. They didn't expect the pushback they were going to get and the clarification that they received in the testimony that identified what? A couple of facts. One, that there was no firsthand anything. And the people that did speak with Trump firsthand said there was no pressure on Ukraine. So I think the reality here is their case is weak, and it's not because I say it, it's because the polling data is showing that more and more people are less and less favorable of impeachment at this point.
Josh?
Rich, you're a really smart guy. You make really good arguments, and I can tell that was a weak argument, and I can tell that you guys are on the ropes.
Wow, with the Billie Jean King backhand.
Tell me more.
You're a really smart guy, but...
Well, I expected more because I expected that you were going to give a compelling case, and I was going to have to really fight back. But you just started talking about process, and said the Democrats have a weak case. Okay. No one has controverted the facts. You just went to process. The fact is that he withheld necessary lethal military aid for the Ukrainians for what did Fiona Hill call it? A domestic political errand for his own interests. The Ukrainian people are defending a war against Russia. By the way, Russia helped Trump in the election. They're defending a war.
Not one person that came in there said that they heard the president direct them to hold up aid until the Ukrainians investigated Joe Biden. Not one person. People said they assumed it, they thought it was, because the other conversations they had, every single thing, right down to Vindman, not one person said they heard the president do anything illegal or demand a quid pro quo.
Really? Because I read the July 25th transcript, and what did Trump say? We'd like you to do us a favor, though. We'd like you to investigate Hunter Biden.
That's a figure of speech.
No, that's not a figure of speech. That's called a quid pro quo.
No, I mean,
that's very New York.
If you want to make it casual, you can make it casual. But I'll just tell you this: 1,400 young men have died on Ukrainian soil defending their own country from Russian aggression.
Because we gave them javelins and Obama.
So now Trump is to blame for 1,400 deaths. The reality is we don't respond to Ukrainian law. We have American law. And in American law, you as a lawyer, there was no impeachable offense here. There just wasn't one. They're trying really hard to prove one. If Trump decides, hey, you know what, I'm going to say, do me a favor. I'm going to say, Giuliani, go do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to say, hold the aid. Hold the aid, check out corruption, we'll give it to him later, which they did. None of it's impeachable.
You know what? Can we just dispel this notion that he's interested in corruption? He's interested in one company. He's interested in his political rival son. He's not interested in the rule of law.
No,
he's not interested in judges.
He's not interested in Ukraine's role in trying to subvert his candidacy.
You know what? I have to stop you.
There was a week of hearings where officials that don't like Trump admitted that Ukraine's the third most corrupt country in the world.
I just want to stop you for 1 second there, though, because it's really important, and I'm going to kind of piggyback off Fiona Hill's testimony again. All of the intelligence agencies put the blame squarely on Russia and only on Russia for what happened in the 2016 election. To say that Ukraine was partially responsible for what happened in 2016 is a Russian talking point. You have two choices.
You know,
you
the
can be a Russian
Kravitz server was in Ukraine.
You know
right?
what? You have two choices. You can believe
You know
in
that, Bob, right? That's
Putin-
that's widely accepted.
that's a Putin conspiracy.
plant.
You know what? It's
Putin plant, right?
It's a Putin conspiracy
We
theory.
started with the Putin thing
You know
earlier
what?
this year.
You have
earlier
two
last
choices.
year.
You have two
It
choices.
didn't work for Mueller. It's not
Rich-
going to
All
work for
roads
you.
lead to Moscow.
You have two choices. You can either be a patriot or you can be a Russian stooge and you can be a useful idiot for Putin. Anytime you conflate Ukraine with Russia and deny responsibility of Russia, you are harming the United States' national security interests and you're being a useful idiot for Putin.
Can I ask you
So
a
there
fact?
Why are
all
you doing that in
pro-Russian
front
Ukrainians.
of 75 million households? You're being a useful idiot for
Is it
Vladimir Putin.
Is it your contention that
We gave them javelins, right?
there's no pro-Russian Ukrainians?
There are no pro-Russian Ukrainians.
And
There
that
are
the
Russian
previous-
speakers in eastern Ukraine.
The previous administration was not pro-Russia in Ukraine. They weren't Putin puppets.
Well, not the previous one. You mean the Yanukovych
Barack
one.
Obama
Correct.
would not give them
Yeah, they
javelin
were.
missiles.
Yanukovych
Donald Trump
clear.
did.
They
Yanuk-
have internal conflict in Ukraine.
All
I don't
right.
think there were
I
two
gotta bring
presidents
down the
ago.
hammer on this one. We're ending hour one. Rich Valdes, Josh Kravitz, great mix it up.
Thank you so
You stay
much.
right there. Mix one up at home. We're going to take a quick break, cross the top of the hour. We'll be back at you right after this.